Hello everybody, this is Abraham with North Shore Computer Services, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about iPad mini. I have this iPad mini that the screen needs to be replaced. As you can see, it's cracked. Now, of course, it wasn't this bad. It became worse when I pulled the digitizer out. And what I've discovered is that this iPad is designed completely to be not serviceable, or as not serviceable as possible. In other words, I remember a long time ago there was a saying, cheap Chinese crap. Well, that's what this one is trying to achieve. And the way they did it is by making the digitizer glass one of the probably most breakable things, very difficult to be replaced. On top of the fact that the whole thing is glued together and really easy to break the LCD, not so easy to damage the internal components, but if you're not careful, of course you can damage them. So let me just explain a little bit. The LCD is actually glued, not too bad, but glued to this board. So in order to take the LCD out, you have to carefully pry it off. It's also glued, that's on the bottom. So the bottom of the LCD is actually glued inside here. Now it's so thin, if you're not careful, you will damage the LCD. Now LCD is not that expensive, as I found out. You can find them for about $50. But the digitizer glass is expensive for the iPad mini. It's about $100. And on top of that, you cannot just drop it in. The connectors on the digitizer do not come with this chip, okay, or this some kind of controller that takes a lot of wires from the digitizer and converts it to fewer wires that go to the board itself. So what's sold online is actually the digitizer up until this part. Now this part is actually soldered on, and it needs to be desoldered, okay, using the iron, and you gotta be very careful to do it. Now also, not only is that part needs to be soldered on, there is another part that is, get this tool here, that is hidden under here. I'm going to do it with one arm. Okay, under this tape that is connected to the button. Okay, this piece of wire with this little electronic component here and this little electronic component here needs to be desoldered also, and then transferred to the new digitizer glass. Now, I don't have the new glass yet, so I can't do the desoldering, but well, I can do desoldering. As you can see, this iPad is, well, it's not really designed to be fixed, at least not in the United States, because doing this work is quite time consuming. The whole thing is not that expensive, relatively speaking. I mean, it's expensive if you have to buy a new one, but it's also expensive if you want to do repair on this. Now, these units are not that old, so my beef with this product is that we can make, as humanity, we can make things that are repairable and not be wasteful. I mean, this is designed to go to the dump, plain and simple. You drop it, and the thing about it is, by dropping it, you're not 100% guilty, but you're being punished 100% because you have to throw away this device that you like and you have to go and buy a new one. So what is all this talk about renewables and saving things and blah blah blah? I just don't get it, how Apple can violate all those um, sayings and go ahead and manufacture something that is wasted or will be wasted and thrown away. Because, I mean, to repair this, I'll probably need at least an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, to get all this transferred over. And it's just not profitable to fix these things. Well, that's my point of view. I guess I don't share the point of view of Apple, and I'm sort of disappointed in what I found out. And also, Apple does not make these parts available. Well, any parts. You can't just call Apple and say, why don't I buy a digitizer from you? They don't sell anything. So you have to make do with what's available. And believe me, it's not a pretty picture. So this is my point of view, and I hope that people would share it with me. And as always, have a nice day.